My name is Mandy Heuermann and I am the stage manager at the Joffrey Ballet. This is my 17th season working for the Joffrey.
My name is Katherine and I'm the principal stage manager for the Joffrey Ballet. This is my 23rd season with the company.
In 2016, we made a new Nutcracker. We have a Chicago-specific Nutcracker, so it's set during the World's Fair that's in Chicago, which is pretty fun. The main family are just working class people that work on the fair, and all of the kids are the children of the workers that come to the party. And then once we go to the second act, it's at the World's Fair country pavilions that you see all of the special dances.
Typical show day, we arrive at the theater an hour and a half before every performance. Every minute of that time is utilized for getting ready for the show by the stagehands, by the stage managers, even the dancers. The dancers aren't required to be there an hour and a half before the show, but a lot of them are here that early. They're taking class, they're eating food that they need to fuel their bodies, they're getting ready for their day.
So the Nutcracker is one of the biggest shows that we do. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of small pieces and small props. So a lot of things that we need to clean up and reset before every show, and then make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be so that the dancers are ready to go. There's also a large children's cast, many more children than we have in any other show, so that definitely adds a fun layer of excitement to it. The kids are great, they have a really great time doing it, and they bring a really fun energy to backstage. We also do more performances of the Nutcracker than any other show that we do, which is great because it means that we get to see dancers doing lots of different roles. They have many shows to cast, and so people get an opportunity to dance a lot of different parts. They don't just do the same thing every single show.
Stage managers, when we come in, we are almost immediately starting to check all of the props and scenery. There's quite a few hand props in the show. Those hand prop is something that a dancer puts their hands on, has in their hands when they're performing. Things have to be tied in a certain way. Things have to be folded in a certain way, stacked in a certain way. So all of those little details have to be looked for and checked. Personally, as the colleague stage manager, I'm reviewing the notes from the previous performance. Almost no performance is 100% perfect. There's always things that can be improved upon. Our artistic staff watches the show every day, every night. So after each performance, we have a conversation about what went well, what didn't go well, what can be improved upon, what little changes we can make to make it a little more magical. My job is to communicate those changes to the crew.
So as the second stage manager, my job is to make sure that everyone is where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there, and that everyone is safe. So I make sure that the crew knows their cues and that they have all their paperwork and they know what they're doing. And then also that the dancers are where they're supposed to be and paying attention. The dancers are very self-sufficient. They don't need a lot of help from us about when to go on stage. They really know their music and their choreography. It's more just making sure that they know that things are moving around them when they're not on the stage.
I call most of the shows for the Nutcracker. Mandy usually calls some of them. It's mostly just a preference thing. I'm very comfortable calling the show, and Mandy's very good at her job running the deck. Running the deck is super involved. The person running the deck has to check in all of the props and check in all of the dancers. That person is watching every single cue happen and running around and checking that everyone has everything they need in their hands. And she's very, very good at that detail-oriented part of the job, and I feel very comfortable in the driving the cueing via the music. Yeah, we've just sort of settled into that habit routine over the years, and we could do each other's job. That's the point. It's of having two of us. There's always working on the show. It's never just done, and that's part of the fun of the job for me is that it's live. Like there's always something that we can do to make it better.